Well, good morning, folks. Beautiful morning out here. I'm going to tell you what, today we're going to be doing some carp fishing from the bank. And we're going to get into location, or what I feel like is prime location to catch these fish off the bank. We're going to get into tackle to fish for these carp from the bank. We're going to get into technique to catch them. A lot of different ways to catch carp, but this is no doubt a great way to do it. Y'all come with me a few minutes. Let's see what we can do. Well, to start with, a cage feeder is my favorite because it holds that pack bait a lot better and longer, and therefore, in my opinion, you'll get more strikes because of that versus a flatbed feeder. But they're both good. But I'm going to say this is going to be my favorite. Now, this feeder right here is not very heavy. I believe it's 15 gram. I have some 15 gram, 20 gram, 20, 25, 30, all the way up to 40 gram feeders. But this one right here in particular, I selected because I knew the water wouldn't be very deep. I believe we was fishing probably in about 4 to 5 feet of water, not very deep at all in that area. So that's why I selected this particular feeder. But that's a barrel swivel, a small one. Now I'm using 30-pound test braid. That's what we're using, barrel swivel. Your leader needs to be, in my opinion, anywhere from 3.5 to 4 inches. It needs to be very close to the feeder. I believe you'll get more bites like that. Size 6 or a size 4 hook. That's a gamma katsu hook. This knot right here is a snail knot. Okay. This knot right here is a Palomar. This one's a Palomar. And this one to this swivel right here is a Palomar. And this one right here is a uni knot. There on the monofilament. Oh, well, uni knot's a strong knot. But if you notice, I have this swivel right here stops the feeder. Now, what's important about these feeders, in my opinion, is they need to be entrapped on the line where they can't move either way. So if you notice, I got a small bead, and this bead right here has got a little bitty hole in it. And where I find them are at Hobby Lobby. The smaller the hole, the better. Just as long as that braid or mono, whatever you're going to use, is going to fit in it. You know, you need a small one. Now, this is a piece of 20-pound test monofilament line, red Cajun. And that's a uni knot. And it slides down to the bead and it entraps the feeder. Very, very important, folks. That's really the most important thing. The reason why is the pack bait on here, plus the combination of the feeder. When that carp grabs a hold of it and he feels that hook, he'll clamp that mouth shut and head like nobody's business away from you and set the hook yourself. What we're fishing right here, kind of a bend right here. And this is the beginning of the flat. You know, I talk about coves, but this is back up in a cove, but the beginning of a flat. Right over that way, just a little piece, is a creek channel that runs through here that's about 10 or 12 feet deep. They're coming down this creek channel, jumping on this flat and feeding. That's what they're doing. Now, when it's overcast, carp will do that. They'll get shallow. Or if it starts raining, they'll get shallow in the summer. The water temperature is probably around 87 degrees. It's hot, but it don't make any difference. Overcast conditions, this is what I look for in the summer from the bank. Artificial corn. Because I know there's a lot of bluegill and small catfish in this lake. It is chock full of them. So, this is where it's important to use artificial corn. And the way that I'm going to hook it on here is just one time. All you need to do is just one time, like that, and slip it to about that position, and you're good. That's all you need to do. The reason for this artificial corn, let me make this real clear. When I put this pack bait on here, excuse me, when I put this pack bait on here, they're going to go to rooting around, eating around on the pack bait, okay? And when this pack bait is all but gone, they're going to keep rooting. They're going to see this and inhale it, okay? Now what you can do is put a real piece of corn on here with it too, and I may do that. But really, to be honest with you, that's all you need. That's really all you need. If you want to fish that way, that's fine, because you're going to catch them. Carp is not a hard fish to catch. There's not much to it. There's several techniques we're going to go over, but as far as using a method feeder, whether it's a flat-bedded method feeder or the cage, there's nothing to it. Here's some pack bait that I've pre-made. Now this is a good concoction right here. What we have is sweet feed, okay, cereal, that's the next ingredient, oats, not cream corn, but corn, and one more ingredient. What is it? Oh my goodness, what is it? Oh, sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes. So we have what it takes right here. That is a good doggone concoction right there. You talking about drawing some carp in. Even if you're in a bad location, you're going to draw some carp in with this. But what I'm doing is I'm packing my bait over my cage feeder. And by the way, I'm going to tell you, I prefer these little cage feeders above the flat-bedded ones. To be honest with you, they hold the pack bait a lot better, and you can see where they would. Now I just got this one piece of artificial corn on here, and that's what I'm going to use. Now you can put some sweet potato on there, and we might do that here in a little bit, just to see, because sometimes they do show a preference a lot of times, but I like to cut up little pieces of sweet potato and use. That's worked for me for years, back when I was doing a lot of carping. But let's make a cast out here. Long cast out there. That's about where I caught that fish. See, my phone is ringing off the hook. Now what I'm going to do is set this drag not real light, enough to where to set the hook when that carp turns. When he picks that bait up, carp are like this. They're real skittish. When he picks that bait up and hails that little artificial piece of corn in, and he feels the tension from that feeder, he will bolt. He'll set the hook himself. And that soft, rubbery mouth that they have, it's easy for that hook to penetrate, especially these sharp hooks that we have this day and time. But okay, let's put it down in here. Now this is a homemade. I'm going to slide this a little bit different right here. Let's slide it up just a little bit like that right there. Okay. I built this out of 1x, so it'd be real light. The only thing, I have a 2x6 right here for the ridge, and I've got it situated where the rods are standing up. This would be excellent for catfish too. They're not going to haul it in. They're not going to get my rod. It's just a little invention that I made right here, and it worked. It really worked. Okay, we're going to pack this one up, and we're going to send it out, see if we can catch another carp. Woo, another carp. Y'all can see how I got this. Okay, we're held here. It's at a 60-degree angle right here. The butt of this rod can't slide one way or the other because I got a one by here and one in between those rods. So it's affixed. There ain't no way a fish can get this rod. Look here, folks. Look here, y'all see that? they hook themselves. A lot of people will set the hook, but that's a big mistake. This is a good fish right here. And what I'm going to have to do is force him away from the tree again. We're going to have to really watch it. He's all up in that tree. Okay, we got him out. I don't like to do that. Now, their lips are so soft. Okay, he's going to go up under this line that you'll rip them lips. I don't know what it is about carp, but if there's a tree anywhere around, they're going to try their best to get into it. Y'all seeing how this fish is fighting? Now, he's giving me a fit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to back up right here and get my net. What happened, a big rainstorm come through here, and I was about ready to pack up and go home. Be honest with y'all. We'll get down here with him. Golly, that's the power they have. It's amazing. If I could, I'd rather just land him right here. Yeah, that's a lot better. My goodness, that bank makes it difficult. When you're carp fishing, you want to be flat if you can. Find you a good flat bank. Of course, you can't complain if you catch them. There's no need of that. Okay, let's see. Let's see if we can. His lip don't seem to be tore. I had to really put a lot of pressure on that fish, or I would have. He'd have got all up in that tree. Golly, y'all see what I'm talking about? This is a sporty fish right here. My goodness, that's a sporty fish. Very difficult to land. That right there, that's a lifesaver. If you're going to do some carp fishing, do that right there. Just get you some from Amazon. Fake corn. That'll save you right there. See, I was pecked and pecked and pecked. You can see that this feeder is empty. But still, right there at the last minute, this carp grabbed that fake corn. Okay, because the scent trail was still there. Boy, it's really starting to rain right now, folks. But let me point something out. That's a good thing. If you have bluegill and small shell cracker, if you have bluegill and small catfish in the area, if they're pecking around on that feeder, that's good. It's distributing scent, leaving a scent trail. It's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. There he is right there. He ain't that big. These are small carp. But we'll find a bank. From the bank we can catch some big carp. I'll hunt them down. Let's let him go. Let's let him slide out of that net like that right there. And there he goes. That's the best part of it. Letting them go. Being easy with them. That is the sport of fishing. I've made a cast in there with my feeder, counted it down. As soon as the feeder hit, this feeder falls probably about a little more than a foot a second. In about 5 seconds, it hit the bottom. So I know for a fact on a long cast that this water is probably around 5 feet deep. That's going to be very close. So that's the way I try to figure out how deep it is in an area. Let's try this. Now, I was talking about sweet potato. It's a great bait for carp. I'm not kidding about that. Let's cut a piece of this tater off right here. And then we'll fashion a piece out of it. I should have went ahead and peeled it, but it won't take a minute. We'll just go ahead and cut one right now. But sweet potato, raw like this, is a great carp bait. Now, I'm not kidding y'all about that. I'm being straight up. And we're going to cut us a piece of it instead of using that artificial corn. and try that tater and see what it does. We'll fashion a little piece out of it, about the size of a piece of corn. It don't take a big piece at all. Just about like that right there. And we'll put that on this hook and launch it out there and see what it'll do. Sometimes, now this sweet potato stay on there good. A lot better than corn will. Sometimes they will just absolutely eat this stuff up. And we're just going to barely hook it like that. Now it's real tough. So we're going to pull it to about right there. We're going to leave that hook exposed. Alright, let's launch her out there and see what we can do. Y'all see this? Golly. There's your carp. Now we got to keep him out of there. Oh my goodness, he's come up to the surface. Y'all see? Hard pulling thing. I'm going to try to keep him out of this tree. That's the problem, is keeping him. There we go. We got him. Wow. That fish knocked the fire out of it. Oh, my. He's just now starting to wake up. My goodness. Let's see if we can get him over here. So far, golly. See how they take off. Come on, fish. You stubborn thing. I can't tell y'all how that fish is, how strong they are. They're just incredibly strong. Come on in here. Oh, he ain't gonna do it. Doggone it. Are you gonna quit? This is a lot of fun right here. This is something right here, like if you go camping and if there's carp in your lake, folks, all you gotta do is get set up like this. It's a very inexpensive way to fish, and you can have some fun. If you got some little ones around, well, you can just hand them the rod and let them have their fun. Come on in here. There we go. We got him finally. All right. Let's get him up here. Well, there's another one, folks. Right there. Look at that round mouth. Look at them kissable lips right there. Ain't that something? Let's let him go. All right, let's put him back right here. We done that real quick. That fish wasn't out of water in no time. And there he goes. Easing back out there where I caught him. A lot of fun, folks. Nothing like the sport of fishing. Most of the time, the carp, when he picks up that bait, he'll haul, he will haul buggy away from you. He'll hook himself. What happens is he clamps down and feels that point. That could spook him. Or he feels the weight of that feeder, because you got a short line and the feeder is affixed. It's in place. But he'll shut that mouth. When he gets spooked that way, he'll shut that mouth and the bait's in his mouth, and he'll barrel away from you and hook himself. But sometimes they'll come to you, towards you. Every once in a while they'll do that, but not much. But now turtles, they'll come to you every time. When they feel the pressure of that, they'll come towards you, the bank just flying. And most of the time, when you get a slack line like that, it's a turtle. All this is a little short sawhorse. That's all it is. And it is ideal. I looked at it and I said, golly, that'd be ideal for catfishing, carp, or anything from the bank. I didn't really have to use this 2x6. If I'd have used a 1x6, but I didn't have one. I just used what was at home. It would even be a lot lighter, but it's already light as a feather. What it is, the bottom of this rod right here is up against the bottom of this. And this is just more or less holding it in place. There's no way that a big catfish or a carp could turn this little sawhorse, even though it's at a, you can see that it's at an angle, account of this little hill we're on. There's no way in the world they could turn it over, is what I'm saying. I'll be able to talk right here in a minute. I'm proud of that. I don't like them little stobs, because around here in Tennessee Valley, there's not really good places to stob a stob. We got a lot of surface rock, as y'all can see, just rocks everywhere. And most of the time you can't get them deep enough to really hold. So, and I don't like them old laying down deals, you know. I don't like them, the little beep, 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 beep beepers on there. That's just too much for me. I'm a simple person. That's too highfalutin. I want y'all to look right here. We're hooked up again. I mean, look at this right here. No trouble catching them. This fish is really, we got to keep him out of this tree right here. I had to do that, folks. We got him out of there. Plus, he was trying to get in my other line. I tell you, I'm catching the carp. And one of the things I want to add right here, the longer you fish in an area with this pack bait, the more carp will come in. What you're doing is you're chumming at the same time. These fish are biting quick now. They're on it pretty quick. Come on in here, just like a redfish. Those of y'all that's in Florida that's never caught the common carp, this fish fights just exactly like a redfish. And I've caught many of them in Tampa Bay. If he'll quit, we'll get him. Okay, we got him. That's a young carp, but a beautiful, beautiful specimen right there, folks. Now, I'm going to tell you, in carp fishing, it is rare that a carp will swallow a hook. That's another thing that I like about it, because I'm a catch and release fisherman most of the time. I keep a few crappie and bluegill and stuff like that. But I'm going to show y'all this little carp. It's nothing special really, but it's very well proportioned to be this small. And we're going to talk about something that not many people talk about when it comes to carp. And we'll just do it right now. Right here on his dorsal fin is just, now they won't never, it's usually not sharp right here on the end of it, but if you'll run your finger up and down that, you'll feel a real rigid teeth, like it could do some damage. Now I've never known of anybody getting hurt by a carp, but that's really, really sharp right there. Little ridges right there. That's a very aggressive little fish right there. He's still got that dorsal fin straight up. But the power that they possess is amazing, folks. Even a fish of this size. I mean, some of them, like I said, are a little meaner than others. But look at there, what a big, broad tail. That's where they get their power. Now, this fish is nothing more than just a big minnow. You heard me right. It's one of the largest fish in the minnow family. I'm supposed to say minnow, but y'all excuse me. Y'all look over that. I am from the south. But that's a beautifully proportioned fish, very healthy, young carp. You know, evidently there's no big ones right here on this spot. I haven't caught anything over probably 6.5, 7 pounds. And that's a little bit unusual carp fishing. I figured there'd be some 20s in here. But maybe, you know, I'm fortunate, but because that tree right there, I don't think I could land a 20-pounder. It'd be very difficult to count that tree. But we got him. Let's let him go. I don't know why in the world I quit fishing for him, because they are something else. Just let him go. He's ready. And they're hardy fish too. Real hardy. There he is right there. Look at him. That water's, if it was just a little bit clearer, he bolted off right then. We can see him a lot better, but you know, I'm not one to knock any fish that God created, because I believe they're all important. And there's, as far as I'm concerned, there's no fish that I consider a trash fish. I mean, they're not. They all have their purpose. That carp right there probably wouldn't but about 3.5 or 4 pounds at the most. That fish right there could outpull, no doubt, I know, a 10 or 11 pound largemouth, because I've caught largemouth that big. Matter of fact, I caught a largemouth that was 14.25 in Florida. But just the fish of that size, folks, is that powerful. Oh my goodness, y'all look right here. Y'all see that activity right there? That's white bass. A big school of white bass busting shad. Oh my, my, my. Oh, I wished I was out there. Woo-wee. But I love this too and everything. Hey, woo. I love it all, man. Thank you, Lord. Woo, woo. Oh, I gotta settle down. Looky here, folks. Looky here. There's a carp right there. That's the first carp that's run to the left right here. I'm talking to some folks that's local right here. This young lady right here owns a what?
The Lily Pad Florist.
The what? Say that again.
The Lily Pad Florist in Gadsden, Alabama.
Gadsden, Alabama, folks. We do a lot of crappie fishing that way too. But this is about the same size carp, maybe a little bit smaller. Strip and drag. Hey, would you land this fish right here? It's done got slick right here, and I don't want to go swimming. And I'll give you a net. Just take your time. Their lips are rip because they're real soft. Hold that rod straight up. There you go. Now fight him. I'll give you a net. I'm going to put this on video. That'd be pretty cool.
And it's her 14th birthday.
What? Are you 14 years old? Well, you're done grown then. Here's your net when you get him up there to you, but it's going to take a while. They're strong. Let's see, 14 years old, you're done. There we go, folks. That just proves it. And that's a small carp, but they're a very powerful fish. But that's what that method feeder will do for you. The more you catch, the more they come into an area. It chums them up. There you go. You whooped him. I thought he was going to whoop you for a little bit, but you whooped him, didn't you? Yeah. Look at there, look at there, look at there. Okay, folks, let's get him off right here. But you notice that hook, now that's a size 4. A size 4 or a size 6. Gamakatsu is the best hook, in my opinion. Okay, we're going to let this young lady release her fish. Right here in this shallow water, we'll be able to see him swim off. Just turn your net, just lay your net down like that, and then there you go. Yeah, there he goes. Best part of it. Well, folks, there's a little carp fishing from the bank. God bless each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all for everything y'all do. Hey, woo. Doggone. Woo. Woo. The birds. There's a robin. And remember, go fishing when you can, because it's good for you.